our poll question today is, which is the best conference in college football right here, right now? And I have said, you take a look, just take a look at the SEC last year. Florida won the SEC East with a 6-2 mark over 3 4-4 teams, Tennessee, Georgia, and Kentucky, 4-4 in conference. Florida finished 9-4, so did Tennessee. Georgia 8-5, Kentucky 7-6. Well, over in the SEC West, now that has to be loaded, right? Auburn, LSU, and Alabama. Alabama won the SEC West by 3 games. There were 3 other 8-win teams when it was all said and done in Auburn, LSU, and Texas A&M. Now, over in the Big Ten divisions, you've got Wisconsin in 1, and Pat Forty said in the second hour that he thinks Northwestern is going to acquit itself very well and perhaps surprise some people and get into the Big Ten championship game against whoever survives the round robin of Wisconsin, of Michigan, Penn State, and Ohio State. And Michigan State isn't even in that mix, and normally they're up there. They've taken a bit of a hit last year and expected not to perform as well this year. But how in the world, just mentioning those, if it's just Big Ten versus the SEC, can you not say that the Big Ten is a better top-to-bottom conference than the SEC?
Everyone is agreeing with you right now, 44%, Big Ten.
I mean, and when it's all said and done, though, the ACC has the defending champs in Clemson. The Pac-12 has perhaps the hottest team at the end of last year in USC, with all due respect to Penn State. So when it's all said and done, the best team might reside in another conference than the Big Ten. But top to bottom, I don't think there's any question who's the best. And the SEC had a great run. 7 years in a row they won national championships. It ended in 4 years ago. And the ACC's won 2, Alabama's won 1, and the Big Ten's won 1 in Ohio State. And that's all she wrote right there. And then you want to talk about who sent anybody to the professional level. You want to talk about the pro football. The SEC has had the most first-round draft choices in 4 out of the last 5 drafts. The only year they didn't was 2015, but they did have some great players going. Landon Collins, Amari Cooper went back in 2015. But when you talk about who are the best players in the draft from some of those years, okay, let's take a look at 2013, 2014, 2015. The 2013 NFL draft, would you care to guess who the top SEC draft pick was? I would give you 15 guesses. You wouldn't guess it. It was Luke Joeckel, the tackle out of Texas A&M, went 2nd overall after Eric Fisher.
Wow.
Man, you imagine you pooped the bed and you got yourself a top 2 draft pick.
2013.
And some drafts you got a shot at Winston and Mariota, and another shot you got between Fisher and Luke Joeckel. Best player in that draft was Le'Veon Bell. Take a look, top to bottom. Now that we are in 2017, looking back at the 2013 draft, Big Ten player.
Okay. I was going to say Sheldon Richardson at 13 from Missouri.
I know, but Le'Veon Bell's the best player coming out of that draft. And 2015, top pick, Jameis Winston. 2nd pick, Marcus Mariota. Neither of them are SEC. Best player in that draft, and you could say that, you know, the Pac-12 had some really good players. They had Marcus Peters come out at that time. Also, Vic Beasley coming out of the ACC, not too bad. I would profess to say, when it's all said and done, the best player to come out of that draft was David Johnson. 3rd-round selection, by the way, of the Arizona Cardinals. Just sitting there, a gem. Another reason why in the world do you draft a running back in the 1st round if you don't have to? And I thought the Cowboys had to. You know, I pounded the table for Ezekiel Elliott. By the way, that day 2 of that hearing still going on right now. Keep an eye on that. But in terms of the best player of the 2014 draft, that was definitely the 1st overall pick was South Carolina's Jadeveon Clowney, but Odell Beckham Jr. out of LSU. Look, SEC sent some really good players to the next level. They really, really do. but it's not exclusive. It ain't exclusive. And a lot of NFL talent evaluators look at that and they take SEC players because they feel that they are NFL ready. But top to bottom, and you're the collegiate level right now, certainly not at the quarterback level. I don't see any QBs coming out of the SEC that light anything up, with the exception of Dak Prescott, I might add. Nobody even saw that one coming. Big Ten. I will take the Big Ten. I know I'm biased. Both of my degrees, undergraduate and graduate, that is not a humble brag. Both come from the Big Ten.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app. Don't have any memory on your phone? Let's start to delete some of those slow-mo videos you have. And you know which ones I'm talking about.